going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we are finally here, 2022, where America to Babylon is going to go through some of the worst economic times in history, where the robots, algorithms, and drones start to replace humanity while the masses, the sheep, go into the metaverse. Now, all the talk is about inflation, and we know who causes inflation. That's right, money printing, guys, the Fed. And we know our government gives them permission because it's bought and paid for. On the back of who? That's right, the people. And that's the reason why I keep telling you there's going to be a lot of pain. There is going to be a big distraction down the road. We always have a crash first quarter. Normally, the masses are distracted because they're going to be getting income taxes. Well, we know that percentage is very small this year due to millions out of work. But we know the New World Order works off what? Problem, reaction, solution. And we know 2021 was a lay down the foundation of the new digital economy. 2022 is time to build. 2023 it's time to flip the switch globally. And I'm talking about ISO is November of 2022. Plus, we know that the digital yuan is going to launch this first quarter. Now, with inflation rising and interest rates are about to rise, we know there's going to be a global collapse of the current economy in order to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. And history has proven that gold is a hedge against inflation. But we know the New World Order is selling the Bitcoin cryptocurrencies as a hedge against inflation. But if you have my New World Order book, we know because the Fed controls the dollar, that means they control the supply and demand of any commodity. Over the next 3 years is definitely going to be a chess game. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
I wanted to ask your views on commodities. I know there's a lot within that term, but it's been really interesting on two fronts. The way that gold has not really reacted to inflation. And then on the flip side or alongside that, we saw lumber and oil and others pull back quite a lot October, November, but they've really started to ramp once again this past month, and just generally your views on commodities and what people should have exposure to in the year ahead.
Well, I think a lot of people talked about how commodities have come down, and from some of the heights like lumber and even oil. But you're right. I mean, oil is retraced 50%, and I'm still hearing experts, a lot of them say that it really might hit 100 next year. And the commodity indices, if you take the CRB index or the Goldman Sachs index, they're still 20 to 30% above pre-pandemic levels. Now, about gold, and that has been disappointing. And let's face the facts. I think Bitcoin as an inflation hedge in the minds of many of the younger investors has replaced gold. And the big, I mean, we've seen a comeback in Bitcoin certainly, but certainly it's up this year. And I think digital coins are the new gold for the millennials. And the old, you know, we older people remember the 1970s, that inflation time, gold soared. This time it is not in favor. I still think it's a good investment. I still think you should hold commodities. By the way, you can hold commodities partly by investing in emerging markets, which are commodity sensitive, and by the way, have dividend yields of 4 and 5% and are selling for 15 to 20 times earnings. Disappointing, certainly in the last 2 or 3 years. Maybe they'll be a star next year going forward. But I think the story of gold is the fact that the young generation has regarded Bitcoin as the substitute.
That I think central bank digital currencies were concocted in hell by Satan himself. They are incredible control by governments over everybody's bank account, and they are they're going to create a void of privacy for every individual citizen. I think they're horrible, but I think that's where they want to go.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.